What's up guys, Smash here. So today I've got a video with developers in mind, anyone kind of developing on this project, and this is about making small commits. And I thought I'd make this video because I'm always going on about small commits, you know, changing the smallest amount of stuff you can at once and then committing that and then moving on to the next thing. And I thought I would illustrate a situation where I didn't follow my own advice and I ended up kind of getting into a bit of a mess. So what I'm currently working on is the code you can see in front of me. It's about graying out the opponent's, graying out the cards we can't play, right? So we can't play cards roughly in two scenarios, right? One is where we don't have the mana for the card, and two is where our opponent, it's our opponent's turn. Now, those two scenarios can be thought of as two separate things, you know, grey out cards at the end of turn when it's our opponent's turn, and grey out cards that we can't play because we don't have the mana. And that's exactly what I should have done. However, that's not what I did do, and now I'm in a bit of a mess and I need to undo a bunch of work. But yeah, anyway, just quickly, so we got here, it's not very complicated logic. We're in the Handbox Java class, which is all UI stuff, and it's not that much code, right? We've kind of got the battle scene is my turn. If it is my turn, we make this extra check where we can insert card or not. And if we can insert the card, then we kind of like display it normally. If we cannot play the card, then we add this disable button effect, which is effectively a grayscale. And then, of course, the other part of this if statement is if it's not my turn, then we add the grayscale. And the only extra bit of change I had to make this code run ultimately is change the can insert card function. So the can insert card function now just checks our opponent's our mana and whether our current mana is less than the mana cost of the card. So let's run this and I'll show you what the problem is and you know why I should have done it in two separate kind of commits, right? Once to check out the end turn and then once to do the grey out during the during cards we can't play. So if we just quickly, you know, pick up a game, you can see here that Mr. Swampy and Dragonlark are kind of like normal. However, if I highlight Serpenti, it's actually grayscale. You can't see it very clearly because grayscale is kind of, you know, it's on a white minion. But if we had, yeah, you are, War Talon, it's a little bit more obvious that the grayscale effect has happened. And the grayscale's happened because obviously we've got 2 mana and this is a 7 mana card. Lovely jubbly. If I hit end turn, you notice that everything is grayscaled, and then at the start of turn, it ends up being kind of like normal color. Now here's the problem that I noticed when I was doing this is if you notice that I can't actually, if I hit end turn quickly, I can't actually select Serpenti or War Talon to replace, right? So if I want to replace these cards, I probably have to wait until I get to 6 mana, which is what, next turn. So now Serpenti should go normal color, which he is, and now I can replace him. So this is the point of this video is just to say, look, I tried to add a small amount of additional functionality, right? Just grey out cards that I can't play. And I added it because, oh, it's a small little change. It's easy. It's like literally an extra line of code to do that. Well, extra 2 lines of code to effectively do that. So I started working on it, and I was going to have it as one commit, right, where grays out at end of turn and grays out when you can't play the cards. And now I'm in a situation where I've just realized that in order to make this change work, I need to change how the replace mechanics work, right? Because I can't currently select this card, I can't highlight it, I can't click it. So I need to change the logic that looks at whether I can select a card in hand, and then I need to change the kind of like replace logic so that I can replace it while also not being able to put it onto the board. So it was only an extra line of code or extra 2 lines of code to kind of yeah, there you are. So this is all grayed out now because we don't have the mana to play these cards. That's kind of what I was trying to show you a minute ago. But yeah, so this is just a kind of like a lesson in why you want to just work really smallly. Make very small commits and then get them into dev branch and then work on the next thing. Because sometimes it's very easy just to rush ahead, add some extra bit of functionality, and then if you're lucky, you figure out that it doesn't work, right? The worst case scenario would be that it doesn't work, but I don't actually find the bug until it's too late, right? Um, so yeah, there you are. That's the value of working in small commits. So now what I probably have to do is I have to revert back a bunch of these changes that I've made and just keep it really simple and just keep this end of turn logic and get rid of all this other cleverness that I've added, because the cleverness doesn't currently work and it'll require a lot more effort on my part to actually make it work. So yeah, there you are. Small commits means that you can get value kind of instantly, kind of straight away. You try and do too much in a single branch and you can just end up in a right mess where you think you have it, you think you got something working, you don't, and then either you got to put way more work into making it work, or you just kind of have to scrap what you've done and commit the small little change that you made that actually does do what you wanted it to do. So yeah, that's it. Take care, guys, and have fun.